Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. All right, so you know how we like to do. I like to start off with a short video to give everybody a chance to come up. But this one is kind of important to what we're going to talk about today, and that is choosing signals, how soon even that won't be enough. So let me play the clip and I'll show you what I mean. Fair use.
Yes, D. You said twist it. I'm trying to twist it now. Yeah.
Mr. Earl,
Huh? Oh.
how you doing? I thought that was you. What you out here doing?
You what? I'm fixing a fight. What? First of all, what you doing out here
Oh, I'm going on my daily stroll.
with heels on?
Yeah, you know, it
Okay, look at this chick. She is bad as I don't know what. I mean, it's ridiculous. She's walking around with the tight, form fitting clothes with the stars over the nipples, you know, and yeah, the shorts and the heels and all that. Just ridiculous, right? This dude, for whatever reason, I know it's a skit, but come on now. You could have made a better skit. Like, really, my dude? You outside trying to twist the thing off of a fire hydrant with your hand while your wife is giving you advice on how to fix a public fire hydrant. Like, that's the best writing you could do. But I think the thinking, because it's got like over 100,000 views, I think the thinking is when you have a chick that looked this bad, anything you write will get a lot of views. I think that's really what's going on here. But yeah, just point that out. Let's continue. Hit that like button. Let's continue.
I'm trying to twist it now. Yeah.
Mr. Earl,
Huh?
how
Oh.
you doing? I thought that was you. What you out here doing?
You what? I'm fixing a fight. First of all, what you doing out here
Oh, I'm going on my daily stroll.
with heels on?
Yeah, you know, it helps build the calves. I'm working on my calf muscles a little bit, yeah. So,
Well, now, lately you've been dressing up. You've been doing your makeup. You got on heels today, and you just taking a stroll.
yeah, I'm trying to find my husband.
Okay, you know what? I can
You
respect
said
that.
if I start, you know what I'm saying, dressing up, you'll
Uh-huh.
be, you know what I'm saying,
You
you'll
said
take me more seriously.
you said I will take you more serious.
Yeah, you.
No. No, I said you will find a man.
And it's a man.
Okay. So she's out looking like that, dressing like that, made up like that, etc., 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 pretending like it's casual. This is the epitome of choosing signals. She got two real nice choosing signals there. Yeah. This is the epitome of choosing signals. She's really putting it out there. But this, okay, if you want to break choosing signal down into two categories, I'll do that. Category one would be general choosing signals. That is a signal to everybody in the world that's looking that you are single and you are available and you are open to qualified men. And that's what her outfit and her everything, the makeup and everything, that she's doing too much because she's trying to attract a mate. She's out peacocking. That's the general choosing signals. Individual choosing signals vary depending on the style and technique of a woman, but really it just shows passive interest in a guy. Like you're making it a point to be noticed by him individually, not the plurality of men. Now in this skit, she's doing both. She's displaying individual choosing signal for whoever it is behind the camera, and she's displaying general choosing signal for anybody with eyes and a penis. Hit the like button. All right, let's continue.
Man, why you?
Oh,
You
oh,
see,
you,
look, I need
yeah,
my
and I see
nails
you got your
done.
nails did. Oh,
I need
one of
one.
them
That's why
chipped.
I'm missing a man. You want to pay for him today,
Get your hands off me. See, look, I see what you're
Mr.
trying to
Earl?
do.
When
What?
you gonna give in? Like playing hard to get is okay and all, but like,
Mm-hmm.
how long am I supposed to wait?
Forever. I told you, I'm trying to
So
get
your
my.
wife, your ex-wife, I already heard
Yes.
that story all over again. Like
So what do you want me to do? What do you? So you want me to just be like,
you just
okay,
going, so you just gonna pass up. You just gonna pass up. Just the opportunity is right here. It's presenting itself over and over
and
and
over
over.
and
Okay. Now what she's doing is she's going beyond signaling. And now she's just like being blatant. Like, listen, I choose you. Now she's not using choosing signals. She's basically saying, I'm choosing. You have been chosen, and look at what you will get if you choose back. That's exactly what she's saying. And listen, all you married men know that stuff like this don't happen like that. Okay. I don't know what the guy looked like behind the camera. I don't know if he's rich or not. I don't know, like, I know it's a skit, but I don't know the like purpose of the skit. She lives in the same neighborhood as him, so I don't think it's a money thing. But the truth of the matter is, unless you are in this scenario, a ridiculously handsome dude, which I don't think he is, this happening just reeks of setup. Like the wife sent her to test me type deal. That's just ridiculous. But it's a skit. And it's kind of interesting.
over, and I must keep having the same answer over and over and over again. I see what you're trying to do with.
Why though?
Because, like I told you, you're a nice girl. I'm an older gentleman. Okay, you need to find you a young guy around your age.
Man with a little bit of season on him.
Okay.
Like I like my chicken.
Men don't say stuff like that. Men don't tell young women that look like that they need to, that you're out of my age range. Are you kidding me? She's in everybody's age range.
Well, I'm just salt and pepper. That's it. That's all I am. I ain't complete seasoning. I ain't slap your mama, none of that.
I got all the sauce. You know what I'm saying? They call me the yum yum sauce.
First of all, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? First of all, what are regular baggy clothes that you normally wear? Why you won't put them on?
I'm gonna go get those, but it was just a nice day outside.
Ain't nobody even outside. It just you just walking.
But it's about to be. It's I told you I'm looking for my man.
Okay, let me tell you something. I feel like you got a camera on me because every time I'm outside, you outside. You realize you don't see that's a problem?
Well, I mean, we live in the same neighborhood, so I might see you walk outside, and
I live way over there.
And I just live over there.
Okay, let me tell you something.
I mean, I kind of sort of know your schedule.
What?
The writing on this is trash. I live way over there. Why are you fixing a fire hydrant that doesn't belong to you? It belongs to the city. That's not even close to your damn house. And apparently you do it every day at the same time. That's how she knows where you're going to be at. But once again, when you got chicks that look like that, it don't really matter, the writing.
Yeah.
How do you know my schedule?
You take your daily walks at 12.
Okay, let me go ahead and write that down. So not take my daily schedule. Okay, first of all, look, I see you. I like the heels you got on. They look good. They look good.
I got some white toes.
I see. But you still need to find you a younger guy. I don't think you don't need me. Okay. So you could just
15 kids. That mean I don't have to have kids and mess up my shape.
I know. But
what?
Like I said, I want more.
That was
kids,
random.
So you don't want kids?
We can adopt, right?
Adopt? No. All my kids need to look like me. Okay. These good looks, yep, they need to look like me. Right. How about this? You go on about your way. You look. Matter of fact, I seen a guy over there at 5B, and guess what? And he's single, and guess what? He got a puppy. A puppy? No kids. It's one of them with them cane, them sugar cane doso. No, it's a puppy.
Okay, you said this way.
This way down. Spend a lot of money. Okay, cool. All right now.
Okay. Very poorly written, but it's still got hundreds of thousands of views, and that is on the strength of her looks. And I'm mad at that. Apparently, all you got to do is find a chick that look like her and then just throw some crap together with your camera phone because her mic was trash, and then, just like, okay, now do stuff. Now say and do stuff, and the video is going to be a hit. So that is the society and the world that we live in today. But it also gives example to what I was talking about. See 101,000 views. So yeah, that's a thing. But it's also about what we're talking about today. Hold on, let me stop sharing. Hit the like button, people. Hit that like button. And what we're talking about today is choosing signals not being enough. So with the Simone Biles thing, it really brought up the question of, should women approach? Should women be making the first moves? And also a sub topic on that is, should they simply use choosing signals? Okay. What's going on right now in modern dating is that every avenue has now been tainted. Everything that a person do, male or female, is essentially bad. What do I mean by that? Okay. You go to the gym, you hit on a woman. All right, I'm put it like this. There are women out there who want to be hit on for the sake of wanting to be hit on. And unfortunately for us fellas, it's far too many of these women. You got women out there who get dressed up, who do their hair, their makeup, make sure the body is right, make sure the legs is shaved, looking all smooth, the lips is glossing, all that good stuff. The eyelashes are just on point. And I'm not talking about the snuffleupagus stuff. I'm talking about they have everything together just to be seen. You see, this lifestyle, this hot girl summer, this whatever you want to call it, the for the streets lifestyle, this party girl lifestyle, this girls' nights, all of these things are contingent on you hitting on them. They need men, but not in the way that you want them to need you. These type of women just need men in the backdrop. They need the men in the background. That's what they need. They need the men just off somewhere, far off, looking and wanting them, or attempting to get at them while they shoot them down. This is how they build their pyramid. Their pyramid of penises. What is the pyramid of penises? I'm going to talk more about it in a separate video. But okay, so say you have a girl, and say this woman is a 7. She's a 7, but she wants a guy that's a 10, like anybody. So what does she do? She says, okay, right now I have a bunch of 5s hitting on me. Now, instead of for just picking one of those 5s, what she does is she says, okay, once I reach a certain amount of 5s, then I will I will have the confidence I need to go after a 6. Let's just say she gets 16 5s, right? And she said, okay, I got 16 5s on me, coming at me. So now I feel that I have too many 5s. I can go for a 6. And then she count the number of 6s that comes her way. And the number of 6s that comes her way is, say, 8. Now, keep in mind, she don't have a desire to get with a 6 because she's a 7 herself. So she get those 8 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She get those 8 6s. And then she said, okay, I got 8 of these 6s. Now, let me see how many 7s I can get. 4, right? So she gets those 4 7s. She's like, okay, I got 4 7s coming at me. And I'm a 7. So let me just see if I can get an 8. So she gets 2 8s coming at her. And they're really playing this game in real life. They are playing this game. They need a number of they need a number of lesser men to build their ego to justify going for the next level of men. So she get those 2 8s, and then she's like, okay, I still only need 1. Let me go for the 9. And then she's hoping to get that 1 9. Now, what happens is, it don't work out with the 1 9. She pumped her dumps, and now she's going down the pyramid. But that's a whole nother story. Once again, I'm going to explain the pyramid thing as soon as y'all hit the like button and on a later video. But that's the gist of how that pyramid works. But what's going on now is that in this scenario, the 5s aren't 5ing. So you see, a lot of these women are going to places to build their ego on the backs of average guys, to get the average guy to come at them. But guys aren't really doing that enough anymore. And the reason for that is simple. Because for one, it's what's called, shout out to Black Ram 313, it's called rejection fatigue. Average guys are being rejected by average girls at an astronomical rate for the reason I just described, the penis pyramid. And they just don't see that it's worth it anymore. It's not worth it to, get up and go out and on a quest for penis. It's not worth it to go on a penis quest, because what's happening is, and let's just say nightclubs, even I don't even know if people do nightclubs anymore, to be perfectly honest, but especially black people. But let's just say nightclubs. Nightclubs is a place where women go in and they leave and they feel great afterwards. They feel like they had a spectacular time. They did everything all on the free. It's like Disneyland for adults, for them. They went, they got some drinks, they heard some music, they got their ego just boosted by guys that don't have a chance. They feel great. The guys, on the other hand, they had a completely different experience. They like, listen, I spent money at the door. I had some dude pat me down. His hands was too close to my nuts. And I bought some drinks. I drank myself, but I really was spending, drinks on other chicks. I got a few dances, and, I maybe got a number or 2, but, when I called the first time, she lost interest. Like, that is the experience that they had. So they spent over $100 with nothing to show for it. And that's not counting all the time, money, and energy that they spent on getting ready. So places like this is really like a very positive experience for the woman, even average woman, and a very negative experience for the men, even exceptional men. As a result, men just aren't going. They're just not going. And now what's going on, and this is societal backlash, is, for one, I'm pretty sure nightclubs are closing down and stuff. And 2, it's becoming less eventful for the women. Why? Because, for one, why are you going to have ladies' night and there's no fellas? The whole point in ladies' night is to entice the women to entice the men to come. But if the men aren't going to come, then, no pun intended, but if the men aren't going to come, then the club's not going to make any money. Nobody's going to be buying drinks. And that's the end of that. So the mating industry and things surrounding the mating industry, but really the mating industry in general, is shutting down. And that's because the women aren't mating anymore. But, which is okay, like, industry shut down all the time. It's not the end of the world. Both parties will find happiness in other things. what society's hoping for is that the women at least find happiness. Well, the society's hoping for two things. They're hoping that the women find happiness in purchasing name brand stuff, luxury goods. They're hoping that they fill the void of absence of family with consumer goods. And they're hoping that men purchase consumer goods in a failed attempt to seduce women who have been programmed to not embrace seduction. And we're going to talk about that programming. Now, because so many women are playing games, the women who are not playing games and the women who are seeking a mate, they have to be more assertive. And that's where the choosing signals, that's where the, step in and making the first move come into play. And that's to make it clear, like, listen, I am not a woman who is looking to play games. If I was here building my ego, there's no ego building in me stepping to you first. Therefore, you know that I'm serious. And you'll be surprised at the positive results that people get, that we're getting. Okay, so let me see. Let me show an example of how they like to play games. So fair use, hit the like button and fair use.
This kind of stuff only happens in Atlanta, people. Only Atlanta.
The ghetto! The ghetto.
I enjoy thrift shopping. I do that for fun. It allows me to clear my mind and mind my business. Those that get it, get it. As I'm heading to the cash register, this dude gonna approach me, pull up on me, asking me, do I got a man? Jump scared. I was just very confused because I'm like, how is this question appropriate at the cash register?
What happened to hello?
How is it inappropriate at the cash register? So you obviously, and she's the girl in the thumbnail. So you're obviously looking the way you do, dressing the way you dress, making up the way you make up, and you obviously want to be seen by those who are attracted to women. And what he's doing is perfectly natural. It's perfectly okay. He's essentially asking, are you single and available? Now, his follow-up question would be to the effect of, if you are, would you like to go out? Would you like to consider me as a long or short-term mate? He's going to say it in his own way, but that's essentially what he's going to get at. Perfectly natural, perfectly fine. But your reaction is, it's not appropriate. So right now you're saying that you're creating a dating, mating, and relating market where boy meets girl, man meets woman is not appropriate.
How are you? My name is. What happened to that?
And then I just had to go straight to it. I actually don't want one of those. And he was flabbergasted. He couldn't believe it. Because then he aggressively asked me, so what that mean? You gay? Again, jump scare. How is this question appropriate at the cash?
Okay. It's not necessarily inappropriate. Ever notice how only heterosexual men can say inappropriate stuff about a person's sexuality? Now, this never happened to me in real life, but they promote this lifestyle, so They do it all the time. Every channel you turn to, they show some Zillennial saying stuff like, I'm such and such, my pronouns are such and such, which is really a flex, but I don't want to get into that. But immediately they introduce themselves with their orientation, and they're putting the topic on, they're putting the focus on how they like to get it wet. It's part of their identity. But it's inappropriate for him to ask. Interesting.
Cash register though.
Here we go.
How is this appropriate? I'm like, sir, unfortunately, I'm not. But if I had to label myself anything, it would be asexual. I don't want none of you motherfuckers. What don't you get? I don't need nothing from you. From a relationship or sexually. I need nothing. I am not
That's not true. We're going to get into that when she's finished.
discriminating. You know, Atlanta's a bold place.
Hilarious.
Okay. So, women, if you're curious as to why guys don't approach anymore, look no further than this chick. Look no further than this chick, her behavior, the way she acted towards a guy simply doing what guys do. Showing interest in a woman who really is trying to promote that in guys. How dare you? How dare you show interest in somebody who's trying to have interest shown? Hit the like button. All right, hold on. Waiting for this. Oh. Change the way. So, guys, okay, here's the thing. It's not a matter of a guy's ego when something like this happens. That's really, our ego is made of iron for the most part. We get shot down. It really don't affect our ego in a negative way. It doesn't. At least not mine. What we do, or at least what I do, I'll just keep this with me. What I get frustrated by in situations like this is that I built her ego arbitrarily. Like the moment she starts saying stuff and she started giving this whole soliloquy of, I am into myself. I don't need, it's like, oh crap. This chick was just hoping for somebody to talk to her. She was hoping for somebody to come her way. She knew exactly what she was doing to seduce me. And then once I got there, she's like, got him. Now I am going to make a YouTube video and I am going to tell everybody how I can't believe this heterosexual man tried to get with a woman. It's like, oh crap. Oh crap. Now I did my contribution to creating a monster. I fed something that I should not have been fed. That should not have been, that I shouldn't have fed. Yeah, exactly. Like you feed a wild animal and you're not really worried about that animal coming after you or your own safety. You're worried about, okay, now that animal has a taste for human goods. You're in the forest or something and the bear comes and steals your picnic basket. So now you're like, okay, now that bear has a taste for human camp goods and they're going to be a monster to other people. Now they're addicted. And it's my fault. I contributed to that. That is what really happened. And when men stop, what they really want to stop doing is they want to stop feeding the ego of chicks like this. That's what they're really trying to do. Now, she said that she's asexual, but it's not stopping her from going after the attention that she seeks from men. She says she don't need men. It's like, yeah, but you really need men's attention. You need that more than anything. All right, let's see. All right, so she talks a little bit more about marriage as an institution. So we're going to cut into that. Give me a second. Hit that like button. What is going on? All right. Fair use, people. Fair use.
Surrounded by the marriage institution, it has nothing to do with love. It is nothing romantic about it, and it's really not all that cracked up to be when you realize this truth. Because back in the good old days, they would have to force women to be attached to a man. So they would bind a woman for marriage, and where marriage all started off was exchanging property. So women were looked at as property. This is why the father would walk down the aisle with their daughter to exchange her for property, for the lineage to be passed down so she could.
Okay. It's a weird dynamic that she looks at it that way. And I don't think she does. I just think that she wants to promote this lifestyle amongst the masses. What she's doing is she's poisoning the well. She knows that she wants to live a certain life, and that is, what they used to call, I think Beyonce's song called show stopping, where they just go out and get as much attention from men as possible. And then when they're ready to settle down, they already, the men are just so sick of, these chicks show stopping that they'll take anything at that point. But the property thing, I don't know, because you're talking about giving property to property. So it doesn't make sense. What do I mean by that? It's like, okay, you propose, you put a ring on them, and except so you're paying for property to put on what's essentially your property. But if you don't want to be a property, then just step out of the arena completely. But you won't step out of the arena completely. You want to continue to get the attention from men. And that is what's bothersome. It's not, listen, of course, it's not like we mind you being asexual. If I had my way, you would be GC sexual. Yeah, ha. But being asexual, that's your thing. But why advertise? Like, why do that? That's the annoying part. It's kind of like having an ice cream truck, right? That drives around the schools when school lets out, the ice cream truck comes and the kids are excited. They saved $1 from their lunch money just for this opportunity. And then go up to the truck just to have the truck say, I ain't got no ice cream. Like, wait, what? Yeah, I don't have no ice cream. And I personally think that it's inappropriate for you to just come up to my truck asking for ice cream. What's wrong with you kids? You think just because I have a truck and music and pictures of different flavors of ice cream with prices on it that I am selling you ice cream? How dare you? I'm going to make a YouTube video to talk about this. That's what she's doing. And that type of behavior is annoying AF. It really is. And quite frankly, society is sick of being annoyed by such behavior.
use her womb for his offspring so they could secure her with shelter. Because back in the good old days, women did not have rights, right to vote, right to have her own money, right to even drive a car. So she would have to bind herself to a man for survival, for marriage. Now we live in a modern day society. Most women just want the wedding. They don't understand the responsibility, the chore of a marriage, because now you have to play all these roles. You have to be the wife, be the chef, be the cook, be the play toy, be the therapist, be the mom, all for free, all for the sake of love.
Outside of sex toy, and I don't know why she assumed that men need therapy. But outside of those two things, these are things you're really going to do yourself anyway. But she says something interesting. She says free, meaning that she recognized these the things, particularly the sex toy portion. She recognizes that as something that should hold a monetary value. Now, what she's getting at is, listen, I still want to be property, but I want to charge for said property. I don't want my father to get the funds from the property. I want to get the funds myself. And now that I see myself and my sexual function as property, I'm going to market it the way that I see fit. And how do you market property? Well, a lot of people work on the scarcity equals value principle when marketing goods. Now, most goods don't really work on that. They don't deliberately try to make something scarce in order to increase its value. I mean, I know they do it with diamonds, but diamonds literally last forever. Like, you don't go to the grocery store and they say, oh, yes, we only have 2 gallons of milk, so they cost $150 each. They don't do stuff like that. You don't go to a gas station and they say, oh, yes, we only have enough for 1 tank and it costs $1,000. But that's what she's trying to do. So she understands that her vajayjay is a commodity. That's the way she looks at it, not necessarily the men in the population. Hit the like button. So she's like, okay, I'm going to convince all the other vajayjays to not be given for free. Don't give it up on the free. Don't give it up in exchange for love, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That way I can drive the price tag up. Okay, so JT said black feminism is simply prostitution. No, close. Black feminism is a tool to drive. It's a marketing campaign for prostitution, is what it is. See, the main competition for prostitutes is traditionalism. It is like a happy 2-family nuclear household. It's harder to sell your goods to a man that got it at home. It's much, much harder because then you're just selling to men who are looking for variety. So they don't want that. They want men to fall into 2 categories, because this is really what a prostitute sees. This is how prostitutes view men. I mean, really, there's 3 categories, but they don't like that 3rd category. The first category is trick. The second category is pimp. And the 3rd category is everybody else. That is how prostitutes see mankind. And with traditionalism, it's far too many. Most men fall into the everybody else category. Most men do not, are not pimps. They're not peas. And they're not out soliciting. Most men don't solicit. So they're like, okay, we got to get these men out soliciting my vajayjay. And then that's where Black feminism come in.
When you really love yourself, you realize that's the bare minimum. Okay, because now I live in capitalism too, and I still got to make my own money and work. So, on top of that, you think I'm about to domesticate a man and children? I am not a zookeeper. You go ahead and be free. I will take care of me. This is why I feel like I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, because I am choosing me. I am living for me. I'm not revolving my.
Any woman who thinks that their ancestors dream that their descendants don't descend is stupid. This woman is stupid. I dream that my kids don't have kids. Well, you cannot have kids. Oh, yeah. See, people who have kids don't dream that those kids and those kids' don't have kids. That's stupid. Why does she think that people dream of having their lineage end? Gosh. I don't know why she has a wedding ring on.
My life around anyone else besides me. We have this autonomy. We can choose now. And it's so much beauty in your own freedom. It's so much beauty in living your life beyond these societal standards and these societal norms to pressure you, to limit yourself, to put you in a box. But you have to understand that knowledge is power. Free your mind and free yourself from the bondage that this institutions in the matrix will put you in. In the matrix will put you in.
She has a book. This book is called Pure Pussy Pimpin' Playbook. I repeat, she has a book. This book is called Pure Pussy Pimpin' Playbook. You see, fellas, again, it's not about they're doing this because they want to purify themselves, in order to, smell the incense and the flowers, so you could just walk through the forest like Snow White, and all the animals just come to you because you have such a pure energy. This isn't about building your key up so you can do a Kamehameha wave or some crap like that. This isn't nothing like that. This is about pimping your pussy. And what she's doing is she's creating value through scarcity. You ever notice how, like, those hotel sites, they say stuff like just 2 rooms are left at this price. Or they say stuff like, the sale is going to be over on such and such date. That is to create a sense of urgency. You're supposed to be alarmed by that. You're supposed to, be like, oh crap, let me hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. This is market manipulation, and that's what she's doing. How is a celibate person, because her whole page is dedicated to teaching celibacy. We're going to get into that. To teaching the virtues of celibacy. Like she said on the last one, she's asexual, right? but yet you're still pimping that pussy. Oh, I don't need men for anything. They're the only ones you could pimp a pussy to. Hit the like button. All right, let me go to the next one. So I'm going to explain to y'all the process of pimping pussies.
Really awesome. Like, she gives it to you real. We were talking about dating. I was like, I really just don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I feel like I'm working on myself. I'm doing all these great things. And I just, it's like, where is it going? Like, I'm just having bad experiences, or I'm not meeting anybody. And she was like, so are you only working on yourself to get a man?
All right. There's a moment in our healing journey. What are you healing? Okay. When our denials crumble, we realize our experience and its continued effects on us just go away. Won't just go away. That's our breakthrough moment.
I'm in a period of my life where I'm more about introspection and self-awareness versus being hyper aware of what everyone else is doing. And so I really want to talk to you about that, because I know that you're big on self-love.
Why are introspective people on social media platforms? Thank you, Skinny Boy. He's saying not all. He's referencing the last video I did. I appreciate you, brother. Why are introspective people on social media? Like, yes, I am focusing inward. I'm focusing inside. I want you to, I'm focusing on my inner self. And while I do that, I want everybody to watch. I want everybody to focus on me as I focus on myself.
Of self-development, being on your own journey. And something that was kind of called on my spirit is to talk about the idea of needing validation from other people. The way that people criticize one another online, I think that is a form of validation from other people, but not in the way that we would usually think about it. Because when we think about validation, like, typically we think, okay, we want to be accepted by other people. But I think that, just us as humans, we have a mindset that we want to.
Yeah, you're not trying to be accepted by other people online right now.
We like being similar to other people, and we use other people as kind of like a compass or a reference point of how well we're doing in life. And I think that a lot of people get off on judging other people to feel better about themselves. Woo. In that sense, you're using that other person's flaws to validate who you are as a person. So with that being said, we will segue into the feeling of needing validation from other people. I found this article. You may be searching for too much external validation if you find yourself doing the following: feeling guilty about setting boundaries with others, overachieving in an attempt to garner praise from others, jumping from relationship to relationship without taking the time to heal because you feel you can't be alone. Come on. Okay. And when I read that, I was just like, I was like shot to the heart. You feel like you have to be an overachiever just to get that praise.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a person who wants to overachieve. A person who is fighting harder to win the Medal of Honor, there's nothing really wrong with that.
It is tough. But then when you also feel like you have like abandonment issues, if you didn't get the consistent nurturing that you needed as a child, you feel like you have to go above and beyond to prove your worth to people.
And we don't got to prove nothing. We don't got to prove our love. We don't got to perform for love. We don't got to do for love. Like, all we got to do is be love. But the fact that we feel like we have to like cater and please. I know I deal with like people pleaser syndrome.
Mm-hmm. So how do you battle that? Because when I look at you, I don't get that from you at all. It's very much I'm focused on me type of thing, and not in a bad way, but I'm just very confident within myself.
I can't go anywhere empty-handed. I just would never want to even show up empty-handed. Like, what benefit are you bringing to anything? You're just showing up any place empty-handed, but just naturally want to like cater to like my friends and my family, like to vent. Like maybe want to hear you vent instead. Just naturally want to keep the peace as well, even though I might be opinionated, but I will still not even say my opinion, just to like, let's just keep the peace. When conflict comes, I'm like, let's just solve it. That's how I realized, oh, I'm really a people pleaser.
Show me your tits. Show me your tits. Like all of this, I don't know what she was talking about just now. Yeah, I'm a people pleaser, but I like to keep my opinion to myself, even though I'm opinionated, so which means I have an opinion, but the definition of opinionated is to just have an opinion, not to share that opinion with others, because I'm a people pleaser without actually pleasing people, If you're a people pleaser, show me your tits. Like, I can't, Jesus. This bitch babble. All right, let's continue.
Because I don't even want to deal with that.
Where do you think that comes from?
I'm the middle child, so that I really feel like I'm like the black sheep of the family. Naturally, my opinion just gets shut off, or like what I think just gets shut off or shut down. It doesn't even matter. The pettiness don't even matter. Like if you want to be right, which most people want to be right, just off of validation. Give them that cookie.
Yeah.
You got it. Do you want the relationship or do you want to be right? Most people just want to be right. Fuck a relationship.
It's like learning how to relinquish that control. I think that's a big thing.
Because like they can win the battle, but we are gonna win the war.
That's true. Do you think that a lot of people struggle nowadays with needing external validation? And if so, what does that look like?
Oh my gosh. We are in a social media era. We gonna delete a post if it don't get a certain amount of likes now. That's how wild it is.
Yeah.
How wild. If you like this post, why are you gonna delete it? Validation from other people? Everybody not gonna understand us though. And that's okay. How do you feel about being misunderstood?
How do I feel about being misunderstood? I don't like the concept of being misunderstood. I think that's something that bothers me.
All of this is about how they don't need validation, external validation from other people, while they are creating a YouTube page seeking validation, talking about how they delete posts that don't get enough likes because the post is invalid because they don't receive enough validation. Now they're saying, how do you feel when people misunderstand you?
Me, because I do feel like I'm a very misunderstood person. I don't want to be understood by everybody, because if you lived Earth and you were misunderstood by a person who met you, no one knew who you were truly, you know? So it's like, I think I'd rather have like a very solid circle of people who get me on a deeper level. The things that when we think about social media, I'm learning to be okay with being misunderstood. It's gonna happen because some people just refuse to understand.
And it's like we're talking to a brick wall.
Do you understand?
Yes. And I have to learn to cope with that. Like put my beliefs on other people, to not try to feel like I gotta convince you to think like me or be like me, and be okay with just being a unique soul out here that thinks a certain way and just vibes with how I rock in this world, and be okay with that. I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the concept of being a pick-me.
Oh my God.
A pick-me, by definition, is a woman who is seeking the attention of men, and to get the attention of men, she puts down other women.
Ooh.
Right? So for example, something very basic, but something I see a lot. So a pick-me, by definition, is a woman who
Okay, so she posts a definition, but the definition that she states is different. It says a woman who asserts that she is unlike and sometimes better than most other women, because they are, in order to gain the attention and approval or validation from men. This is true. She is better. It's not like, she's just asserting that she's better. She is better. To men, she is better at being a woman. But let's hear her definitions.
who is seeking the attention of men, and to get the attention of men, she puts down other women.
Ooh.
Right? So for example, something very basic, but something I see a lot. Somebody could post on Facebook, I cook so amazing. Women nowadays, they don't cook. They don't know how to cook. It's possible for you to just say, I love to cook, but you have to go the extra mile to be like, I cook. Nobody else does this. I'm better than you because you.
Why don't you cook? Why don't you just cook? This is a hit dog hollering.
It's like it's gonna make you look appealing to a man.
Somebody pick her.
Anything that is related to just like agreeing with men, though, nowadays, that gets labeled as being a pick-me. My perspective, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I think that to an extent, all people are pick-me's.
Oh, absolutely.
If we're looking at a macro level,
my.
everybody is a pick-me.
My.
A validation from somebody.
Literally, the reason why people are dating is to be picked. They are personally auditioning.
But you're not dating.
Just so somebody can sleep with them if they have like sexual compatibility. At this point, it's all about sex. Like we're just revolving around dating and romanticism, just around who we're compatible in the bedroom. We're not looking for a solid foundation of friendship or of like kindness or just human nature. We're just looking at seeing like, are we compatible in the bedroom?
Yes.
We know that everybody wants a validation to a certain extent.
Women like this aren't compatible with anyone but in a bedroom. At least not with any man. They obviously are compatible with each other. So it's like, why are these guys? Because that's all you have.
Right? The reason why we wear certain fashions, like them big old red boots that went viral that everybody was wearing, you can't tell me that wasn't a social experiment.
Yeah.
I just feel like that was the perfect social experiment to see how something could look so ridiculous, but people will want it because they see everybody else has it. Is there such thing as a healthy form of wanting validation from other people? And when does it dip off into being detrimental to your well-being?
Yo, I feel like if we're not able to even like be present with humans when we're with one another and we're just so busy like scrolling on social media while we're with beautiful people, I think that's like a sign in itself.
Validation is a normal thing, right? Because if we didn't have cues from other people or feedback from other people, then it would be hard for us to determine, again, if we are on par with where we should be by societal standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And no, but that's good that you can like take input from others and be able to ask like, what's your point of view? Because that's just good feedback. Like we should always get like, what's your feedback of me? Like, am I seeing myself correctly?
But I think that it becomes an issue when validation from other people supersedes the way that you see yourself.
Ooh, that's why people need supervision. They don't want to be alone because they need to be supervised.
People's inner child went unsupervised.
Okay. I gotta say, this is definitely some babble. I'm gonna move further. I'm gonna just move away from this one. That is just too much stupid talk. All right, she has another one. Hold on, right quick. Gosh, that was annoying. I could just imagine what it's like trying to date these chicks. All right, here we go.
It is Tara Chantel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video.
You're
I'm
welcome.
super excited to talk about this topic.
Okay.
You know, I really don't do labels that much, but I understand like we need words to fill in the blank for us.
Every time somebody say I don't do labels that much, something stupid follows. I really don't do labels that much. As an asexual woman, I don't do that.
Us to help us understand. And this is why I want to share my experience of truly understanding what is asexual and what is ace romantics. And when I found out they had
Their labels,
definitions for this, they had a meaning behind why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because sometimes you can feel like a unicorn around a whole bunch of horses in this society. Society has us robotically forming a line. And when you are the rebel that just tore up the script and you're not following a script that they just made up to society, you're like, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to do my own thing. What brings you happiness and what brings you fulfillment in this life. And this is when I came to the awareness of asexual and ace romantic and just adding pieces to this puzzle, because some people are not even aware of what is an asexual. And
no, we know what an asexual is. We just don't think that you're one of them. You are an asexual person should not sexualize themselves. Now, you basically are a person who likes to tease as opposed to please. That's not asexual. A asexual person will be one that's not participating in the sexual process whatsoever. Hit the like button. Like a nun would be considered an asexual person.
What is an ace romantic? And I feel like I can relate to both. I just understand it so well. And I'll be like, I feel you. Because when you are trying to figure this out and discover yourself and learn about yourself, YouTube University will help you with that. You will Google, like, what does this mean? This sounds like me. And that's what I did. And I just went down like a whole rabbit hole to just fill in the blanks of this self-discovery. So signs that you might just be asexual and ace romantic is when you don't like nobody. And I don't mean like you don't like nobody. Like you just don't have a crush on anybody sexually. You don't have this sexual attraction towards anybody. You know how this society just has such an eager for sex and lust and want to have sex with everybody they just like. They can't ever just be cool with someone. It always has to be about sex. And you just can't understand that, just being asexual. You like.
Yes, you can. You see, you don't have to share the sexuality of another to understand it. Like, I'm not a lesbian, but I understand what one is. I understand their existence. Like, I don't understand why everybody else wants to have sex because I'm asexual. Then you're an idiot. Let's just pretend like she's not full of crap for a quick second, and say that she genuinely is asexual, and this isn't a tactic to manipulate the masses, as she writes about in her book, Pimping the Pussy. Let's pretend like that's not the case. Why do you expect people to befriend you? I mean, you do understand the desire for friendship. It's just like that, but with benefits. And other people benefit from it.
Why can't we just be friends platonically? Have this friendship about us? And
why can't we just be friends sexually? Why can't we just be friends sexually? Why would you assume that? Okay, just like you want somebody's platonic friendship, this person wants your sexual friendship, your sexual companionship. And since you are encouraging others to give pieces of themselves to you, why can't you reciprocate? Going by your logic, people should be your friend just because. Okay, well, by that logic, people should have sex just because.
value that. That is asexual. You don't want to have sex with anybody. Honestly, you may have the urge if you're in a relationship and it has to be a deeper level of connection, and that is going to demisexual. But other than that, you are satisfied with yourself. You truly are dating yourself. You make yourself aroused. You enjoy being with yourself. You enjoy your own company. So
if you enjoy yourself so much, then why are you upset that people don't want to be friends with you without benefits? Why are you so upset by that concept if you enjoy yourself so much as you are talking to thousands of people online? I enjoy myself, my audience of people who are listening. I'm okay being alone with you all here.
you can't really relate to the way society has just normalized sex. Like, why everything got to be about sex? Sex this, sex that. And it's very animalistic that some people can't even maintain.
Why is society talking about sex? I mean, I have this channel where I talk about not sex, which is essentially talking about sex. My channel is dedicated to not sex, but it's not about sex. It's kind of like if I was to start a gang called the Not Crips, and then say that that gang has nothing to do with Crips. It has everything to do with it because it was formed to be the antithesis of that thing.
A friendship around a beautiful being that is great to look at. So now society has normalized that two people.
It's great to look at because you want to have sex with it. You want to be appreciated on a sexual level without having people want to have sex with you, which really means that you just want to tease. And shout out to Alan Roger Curry. Mode 1 is made for bitches like this. Bitches like this is the reason that Mode 1 exists. Point blank, period. The ones who like to play with it like, oh, yes, I want you to want me to not want you to want me. It's like, listen, I want to have sex with you, and if you don't, that's fine, but never talk to me again. And this goes back to the title, like, why choosing signals isn't enough. Why? Because women like this feed off of it. They feed off of it. She sits there like, oh yes, I want you to be attracted to me, and I want you to be my. She's basically just advertising friend zoning niggas.
Of the opposite sex can't just have a genuine connection without sex being involved.
Connect my mouth to your penis, bit. Or excuse me. Connect my penis. That sounded real bad. That's a super pause. Connect my penis to your mouth, bitch. I want a connection. Connect my penis to your fucking mouth.
Because everybody has a carnal view in life right now. It's very carnal. It's very low frequency. This wave that we're on that is truly about sex. So signs that you are being an asexual, like you just truly, you don't get it. You literally don't get it. It's so much more out of life than sex. And you find the fulfillment other ways. You find the fulfillment maybe in nature, maybe enjoying your own company, watching movies, cleaning, doing hobbies, creating, doing what you love. You are an artist. And that is where.
I don't know who she's talking to when she says you are an artist.
Your sexual energy is going towards. This is what brings you joy and fulfillment, and you rather not just waste it. And sometimes if you are asexual, you might be sexually repulsed. Like now you're just truly like gagging at the fact, like, oh my God, people are really getting naked with strangers. Like people are really sticking their private parts inside of you, and you really are cool with that. Like you go deep with it and fully in disgust. And I feel you. Like you are thinking about all of the precautions that you can possibly happen having sex. Like it's not a free for all with you being an asexual. You are truly like, I can't understand that you are just doing this with all these strangers like this. And do you not know diseases is real? Soul ties is real? Like germs is real?
So you're saying that you don't want to have sex because your soul might be tied to someone else? I thought it was because you don't have a sex drive.
You know, people so scared of this whole pandemic, but they don't care about sex. Like they were really getting ready to let it happen and air it out. And being an asexual, you just can't understand it. And now going to.
Why is there ignorance involved with being an asexual? Okay, so we have a generation of women apparently who is looking for a unique identity. Everybody is looking for a unique identity. That's why you have all these pronouns and stuff. Everybody wants to be the person that's different. That's why you have these guys with fingernail polish and stuff like that. It's not for any reason, fashion or otherwise. They just want to stand out. They just want to be seen. They want to have something interesting to say to other people. But it's all about interpersonal interactions. Her interesting thing is to be like, oh yes, I am an asexual. Like, yeah, oh, by the way, I'm asexual. Hi, my name is Tara. I'm an asexual. Yes, I really don't understand why people like sex. Kind of like a conversation starter, but people just side eye you and like, okay, I can understand that you don't like sex if you, as you claim, but why don't you understand that others like it? You know, it's kind of like a lactose intolerant person going around saying, I don't understand why other people like ice cream. Or a Mormon, you know, or somebody who don't drink for religious reasons. I don't understand why certain people don't like why people like alcohol. You come off as fake, Tara. You come off as fake as I don't know what. Just like most people who claim to not understand just basic concept, especially like, you know, the human biological urge to reproduce. Are you a moron?
Towards an ace romantic on top of that, you already know society has truly got us in a chokehold when it comes to romance. That is in all of the movies, in the media, in the songs. And
it's really not. It's really not. I don't listen to Sexy Red, but I get the feeling that it has nothing to do with romance. I remember Ice Cube's A Bitch is a Bitch. Nothing to do with romance. What are you talking about? The latest Star Wars movie ended with nobody getting laid. What are you talking about? I'm trying to think of the last romance movie. I guess there was some in Spider-Man. That was like the backdrop of, you know, and that wasn't really romance. It was more like romantic tension. I'm talking about the Miles Morales one. But even the Peter Parker Spider-Man, the new reboot, there's no romance. Like there isn't a Mary Jane out there for him. At least it didn't end with that. What are you talking about? But once again, she understands that everybody now is trying to go against the grain. So she's trying to paint the grain as society is trying to push romance. And this is something that we need to go against. Society is trying to push sex. So we need to go against that. If you want to be a radical like she is. But society is actually pushing radicalism. They're actually pushing anti-traditionalism. So really, you're going with the grain like everybody else. You think you're going your way, but your way is already paved. It already has roads, avenues, you know, and directions and GPS. You are going on the same road that society is painting for you, has paid for you.
You're probably thinking, being an ace romantic, like, wow, it is so much out there besides romantic love.
Yeah, exactly. Modern movies have little to no romance. Exactly. And modern shows. One of the greatest shows I ever seen was Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones ended with a dude killing the bitch. You know, it wasn't about the hero and the princess and the romantic journey. There, blah, 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 blah. No, it wasn't like that at all. It ended with this crazy bitch got to go. That's how Game of Thrones. Where's the romance in that? You know, you had the one baddie that fell in love with a dude with no penis. And then she died. Where's the romance in that? Like, what are you talking about? Society is moving to a romantic direction. Like, there was a chick, Rachel Zegler, I think her name is, you know, who was talking about the new Snow White and how the prince was stalking, you know, in the old Snow White, the prince was stalking the new one. She's like, oh no, it's nothing like that anymore. It focuses on the independence. So basically, not only or is society not promoting romance? They're changing previous promotions of romance and previous stuff. So yeah, miss me with that. And stop thinking you're doing something radical. You're doing the same thing that they are pushing.
And you view love in many different areas. So you personally value friendships and family, and you treat everybody equally and everybody fair. You don't put just a singular person on a pedestal. You're not revolving your life around a romantic partner. You have a life for yourself, and you have a life of your own, and you have love all around.
Okay, if you're revolving your life around a romantic partner that's revolving their life around you, then that's called a relationship. A process in which both lives are enhanced.
You with different other beautiful beings that you hold and cherish them close to your heart.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, it's just like that, but the penis goes in the vagina.
So the way society has us in such a narrow view when it comes to romance and when it comes to love, especially with this fantasy and holidays are surrounded by it, you truly are like, it's just so much more out there.
Yeah, President's Day is really surrounded by love. So you have Valentine's Day. I give you that one. And come on. And what are the others? What are the other holidays that, I mean, this isn't even a day that you get off work. We get Martin Luther King Day off work, but we don't get Valentine's Day off work. So, like, of all the holidays, the President's Day, Veterans Day, which ones are surrounded? You see how she lives in this delusion? So she has this delusion. And a lot of people who are of this mindset and similar mindsets have a delusion that we somehow live in the 1950s. And they are being radical. Like, they are the first to come up with this radical idea to go against this 1950s things. Like they're the first hippies.
Eyes are more broader when it comes to love. You see love probably every time you walk out the house because you're open and ready to receive it. Unlike everybody else who are just blindly in lust and just searching for love, you truly have found love within yourself.
So you just go around loving people because you don't have sex. You love people more. This is not making sense. Now, keep in mind that most of the people who are loving you are having sex, which means that they didn't have to abstain from sex to seek the love that you have found.
And now that brings you fulfillment, that brings you joy, that brings you clarity. So this whole romance may make you uncomfortable at times, just scrolling on TikTok and everybody's so infatuated and being so clingy and codependent and want to just be up on somebody. It gives me like mommy and daddy vibes when it's unhealed. That's what it gives me. Like how I got into this place of just being like ace romantic. Like I'd be like,
y'all, all this lovey-dovey that we are just manipulating others to feel this is very weird. Like, it's giving me weird vibes because I see life at a broader, wider scale.
Okay. I'm trying to follow this chick, but she is nuts. She's nuts. Remember how a minute ago she was just talking about, when I walk out, I'm embraced with love. There's so much love around me. There's so many people that love me. There's so much love. And then right now, she's 1 minute later. Like, I get sick of seeing all of this lovey-dovey stuff. Like, it's just so lovey-dovey. Are you kidding me? Do you hear yourself? You are nuts. Suck my penis. You are nuts. Hold on. I want y'all to hear that again. I'm gonna go back like a minute.
To receive it, unlike everybody else who
You're
are
ready to
just
receive
blindly
love.
in lust and just searching for love. You truly have found love within yourself, and now that brings you fulfillment, that brings you joy, that brings you clarity. So this whole romance may make you uncomfortable at times, just scrolling on TikTok and everybody's so infatuated and being so clingy and codependent and want to just be up on somebody. It gives me like mommy and daddy vibes when it's unhealed. That's what it gives me. Like, how I got into this place of just being like ace romantic. Like, I'd be like, y'all, all this lovey-dovey that we are just manipulating others to feel this is very weird. Like, it's giving me weird vibes because I see life at a broader, wider scale with my eyes truly open. So the way that I notice in society about romance, people prioritize that first and they feel very depressed if they're not in a romantic relationship. Like, they feel like they about to die. And I'd be like, are you okay? Stand up. Okay. Get up. Get up. Because
Okay. I could see where she's going with this. This is something I can agree with. You shouldn't have to require that romantic relationships in order to live, like you can't live without a romantic relationship. I can understand that concept by itself. I think that she's taking it into a different direction though. Because what she's doing is she's repulsed by the idea of it. And she's trying to repulse others.
it ain't that deep. It ain't never that serious. Soulmates don't exist. Soulmates is not real. And I know that will bust a whole bunch of bubbles, but we have been told a lie. The reason why we can come across kindred spirits and people who just align with our spirit is when we are truly in align with ourselves. We can get along with ourselves. We love ourselves. So now, guess what? You are going to attract love around you. But being asexual, you truly don't have a crush on anybody. You're not.
So the ultimate goal is to get others to love you. Once you realize to love yourself completely, then you'll get love around you. Like, so that was the goal to begin with. You see, why are you having conversations with others, broadcasting to thousands about self-love?
interested in being in a romantic relationship, you're truly in a romantic relationship with yourself. You are romancing life with yourself, and everything else is just like a bonus, and you just don't want to have sex. And I know in this society that is so like frowned upon, that you don't want to have sex, like something is wrong with you, like you're not normal. But I just want to remind you, you are truly amazing the way you are. You bring so much more awareness to this world. You bring so much more clarity and insight about love, about truth, and make us realize that
You don't bring shit. You see, the whole concept of gaining something by doing nothing is ludicrous. Well, let me take that back, because you do like gain abs from not eating junk food. So, okay, let me clear this up. Let me clean this up. The concept of that there is a certain level of fulfillment that you get from not sucking my dick is ludicrous. And I understand that there are people out there who are looking for Zen. Let's just say that. They're looking for Zen. They're looking for a certain feeling that they can give to themselves. And here you have a person pretending to have this, and she had it because she's not sucking my dick. But sweetie, let me tell you something. If you need to not suck penis in order to receive fulfillment, then how fulfilled are you? You're just one blowjob away from not loving yourself. Like, what the hell is that? That doesn't make sense.
that is so much more out there than what the music, the media, the movies is telling us and what they're portraying. Continue to lead by example. Continue to cherish this life for what it is, and learn about you and discover more and more about you. Because once I figured that this truly matters to me, like I can really relate to this on a very deeper level, it has released so much shackles. It has allowed me to have freedom about my truth and stand in my truth.
Okay. You're not releasing a shackle by denying yourself something, because that denial is a shackle in and of itself. For example, when a person diets, they are shackled. They are shackled away from eating certain things. Now you gain something, but you are still shackled. You are limited. Hit the like button. And removing sex out of your life is a shackle, because it's one thing that you can't do. It is a restriction.
Truth. And if you can't understand me having this asexual lifestyle, this ace romantic lifestyle about me, then that's on you, Pooh. But I'm gonna keep living my truth and doing what works for me and making me happy. And that's what a lot of people should start doing, instead of being depressed because they don't have someone to give them attention. They don't have someone to have sex with or someone to lay in their bed.
Just like you need somebody to listen to your garbage.
And they feel like they're not complete. You have to understand that it's about contribution, people who add value to this life for you, people who add value to this life for you, not someone to complete you. And people are looking for someone to complete them like they are missing something. You came here as a full human individual. Step into your wholeness. And that is just being asexual. You are truly a whole individual and you find completion within yourself. Kudos to you, babe. It is Tara Chantel. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know about your journey and how that went for you. I look forward to hearing from you.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, she has a book out called Pimpin' Your Pussy or something to that effect. But she wrote a book about pimping and pussy as she talks about all this stuff. So yeah, just to give you an idea of what she's talking about. I'm gonna do one last video of her because I was only gonna be here like an hour and a half. So, but let me do that now. Well, she's a 50-year-old cat lady with no children. Yeah, in the making. And she will blame black men for it. Absolutely.
In love is that they think the peak experience of love is only through romantic love. And I think people devalue the love a mother has for their kids, friends have for each other, people have for their brothers and sisters, the love kids have for their parents. Like, there are so many opportunities in life to.
Who is devaluing that? Who's devaluing the love that a mother has for her kids? Except other feminists, of course. Who's devaluing that? Who sees like a kid hugging their mother and saying, that's some old bull? I'm going to talk about that in a little bit before I close out.
To give and receive love.
You know what's real funny to me is once I removed romance out of my frontal cortex, the veil has lifted. My mind has shifted towards existing in love instead of seeking it, needing that external validation to fill me up and validating myself. I no longer believe in finding the right one because I am the right one to myself. Once I started having a functional relationship with the inner self, and now I meet the right people on a day-to-day basis because of the simple shift of.
You see this? And this is just like the last video. Because I stopped having sex and I found inner peace inside myself, other people, like, wait. Why do you need other people? Why do you need other people if you have inner peace? That doesn't make sense.
Of being connected to my own soul. This is why I don't even believe in soulmates anymore, because being connected to your own soul, you now have a connection with other people naturally. You have empathy for others, you have compassion, and you have simple kindness. That's just the law of karma. That's just the law of the universe. Do unto you what you will want to be done unto others. So if you treat yourself good,
then fuck me. Because I'd fuck you. Do unto you as you would want to do unto others. I'm a other, fuck me. You see how your philosophy is full of crap?
Good. If you do right by you, that's just going to get done right towards you. Once you have an open mind with this life, you start to see the many forms of love. I am sitting outside in nature and it feels like love to me. I feel like I'm in love right now.
And you have a natural camera with a natural microphone with gold hoop earrings on right now. By the way, this isn't actual nature. You can hear the cars driving by. This isn't actual nature. You know how on a freeway they have like one layer of trees to make it seem like there's an entire forest behind it, but really just like right past the layer of trees is a bunch of houses? Like you can kind of see through the trees right here and see that it's not more trees. Looks like a field and then a house. She has like one layer of nature. I'm in nature, you fake hippie bitch.
It's so peaceful. The weather, I'm just so grateful and in a state of gratitude because I know life is on my side. Being a lover of life is a blessing because every day feels like love. Every day is a thing. Every day is a great day. If your back because you once you see yourself as love, you see other people as love, and everyone is going the best.
I don't understand what she thinks that she's accomplishing with this. I truly don't.
For you and have pure intentions. Once you have pure intentions to yourself, everything is your mirror. Everyone is your mirror. So they are just reflecting back to you how you are treating yourself, how you are loving yourself, how you are honoring yourself. Every interaction, every relationship, every friendship is so many forms of love, man. Let's not limit ourselves just by viewing it as romantically or sexually with someone. That's just a physical attraction. But let's get to the root. Let's get to the connection with the inner self. Now you can connect with so many beautiful souls on a daily because they are just reflecting back to you how you are treating yourself, how you are loving yourself, how you are honoring yourself. I love you.
So after all that loving yourself, etc., 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 she promotes her book, Pure Pussy Pimpin' Playbook. Be the pimp, not the prostitute. Play the game smarter, not harder for yourself. But I'm so in tune with nature. Pure Pussy Pimpin'. You wrote a book basically about dick and pussy. And playing the game is just an attempt to manipulate using your pussy. Don't believe me? For those of you who are still under some type of strange delusion that she's on some pure hippie, blah, 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 crap like that, let's take a look at the about section of this chick. All right. So here we go. Her most recent post 10 days ago. Merry Christmas to all the pimps and ho-ho-hos. Right, because you're just such a pure person, aren't you? All right, let's see. Okay, yeah. I don't understand why people are just so into sex. Like, why are they? What's the big deal about sex? And yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. The typical makeup picture, ass picture with no ass, but it's a picture of where ass would be. Like, why are they just so into sex? Here I am with my vagina open, by the way. Yeah, just saying. It's all about purity, and I found that underboob. I found that loving myself, all of this is crap. Oh crap! Holy crap! Asexual. All right. Let me check these cash apps right quick. Hit the like button. All right. I think I seen one earlier. Give me a second. I had too many apps on my phone. Dang. How do you? Oh, this it. Okay. SC Gullah. I appreciate you. Let's see. Just says payment, so no thing. I appreciate you, brother or sister. One. And the wall report sent it twice. Oh no, that was a mistake. All right, never mind. All right, so I appreciate you. All right, back to the topic at hand. Yeah, yeah, you're asexual, all right. Yes, the see-through, of course. Yeah, you're out looking for attention. Ass out. Gotcha. And for whatever reason, she has a wedding ring on, like all the damn time. Access to you is a privilege. This does not make you arrogant. It simply makes you conscious, personal, purposeful, intentional. Okay. Let's see. When one win, we all win. May the blessing unfold abundantly. To the top we go. Okay. Yep. It's constant with the tits and ass out. It's a constant thing with her. So now let's go back to the original topic. Now that we have discussed this twit, let's go back to the original topic. This chick with her asexual, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all of that talk is crap. She's just looking to manipulate the masses. Now, it is unfortunate that enough women out there are like this or some form of this. And that is they want attention from men without giving anything in return. And men feed into their enormous ego, so, and their foolishness. So a lot of men are checking out. Now, in order to make it clear that you are not like this, unfortunately, it's now getting to the point where choosing signals aren't enough. And why? Here, let me go back to the thing. Let me show you why. Well, here, let me move this first. And why aren't choosing signals enough? Because you want to avoid women like this like the plague. However, women like this will use choosing signals to get your attention. She will use choosing signals. And then when, you actually do choose, because why not, then that is when it don't go your way. And that is when the true annoyance begins. So unfortunately, the dating market is just getting more and more repulsive. And women who are serious, they have to set themselves aside from so many unserious women. And sometimes it means taking a step further than choosing signals. So that's all I have to say about that. Want to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, those participating in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. It's GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.